worked last night, and they don't work today.
Yeah. You feel like nothing's changed, but
Back to this again. I'm gonna
Yep.
try one more thing.
do what I can to make sure I'm close enough so people can see.
Why are you still doing that? All right, we'll just go with that for a second, and I'll just run it. I thought it was going to go off of my... So people, if you're listening, we're having lots of technical issues. So bear with me as I try to run the camera and fix them at the same time. As you can see, there. Still not.
We got pull in for slash.
Test. That shouldn't be bad. I've got some issues going on here. It should be streaming. There's just no. I'm just not doing any audio. Is the
Okay.
difference.
Let's see if everybody knows that we're posted on.
steady now, on?
Yes, it's on.
Alright, I'm gonna do one thing and all right, Wenatchee fans, and if there's anyone from the Chicago Fury watching this, we are now finished with the first period and have finally fixed all of the technical difficulties. And they're going to come out and clean the ice for the Zamboni, so we won't start again for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes while I sort through this. So apologize for all the problems and the late start. Hello. Hey. It Okay, Wenatchee fans, it's going to be time to start the second period. I apologize for all the problems that we've had as we started this game. It's 0-0 at the start of the second period as Chicago Fury has stepped out along with Wenatchee. No penalties on the board right now. I've changed a little bit of the focus, so I've pulled it back a little bit, see more of the ice. If you want me to zoom in, just give me a note on the chat on the YouTube page, and I will see if I can refocus it. But for now, we'll go with this as Jake Parent steps into the circle for the start of the second period, comes out, Wenatchee's going to take control. Eisenbeis drops it back to Ott, who has to send it in as Eisenbeis is in the Chicago end of the ice. Chicago takes it out. They're going to bring it across. Picked up by Ott. Ott's going to step up, loses control, still can get back to it, pinned up against the board, and out with it comes Mr. Eisenbeis as he sends it in towards the goalie, who's able to cover, and we're going to have a face-off in the Chicago end. I've got the Chicago rosters. I will try to use some names, but it's going to be a little difficult for me as I will have to look down at a piece of paper. So that's the start of the second period. It's 16:38 left to play. We'll have a right circle face-off for Wenatchee in the Chicago end as Parent steps in to take it. Puck's dropped, comes out. Up with it is Chicago, and they're going to move it into the neutral zone. Past mid-ice, send it in deep. It's going to go straight up to Mr. Young. Young's going to grab it, give it to Nusma, who is able to get it out to the point, but Chicago's going to take it from there. And a bouncing shot goes just right of the post, and in front of the net is Chicago, but they can't get it. Parent with the puck. He sends it off the boards. It's going to go into the Chicago end. Giving chase is Eisenbeis. Picked up and dumped into the corner by Chicago. Out with it is Chicago. They get it to the wing and are able to pass it into the neutral zone. Number 90, that'd be Luke Penchism, I think. I'm going to have trouble with these names, is able to take it out. Now Childers has it for Wenatchee. Crosses the line, brings it in the zone, gives it to Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis, top of the circle, takes a shot. Covered off to the left and behind the net. Childers with it again. Circle takes a shot. Deflected off to the right side into the boards. Picked up again by Wenatchee. And taken by Chicago. They retreat back into the corner. Coming out, Childers giving chase. Good forecheck there. Slows down to Chicago as they take it past mid-ice and send it down in deep into the Wenatchee end. There to get it is Young. Caught up on the board. Should be a whistle. Has not been called yet. It's still stuck on the board. There's the whistle. 15:19 left to play in the second period. Score is 0-0. And again, if you would like me to tighten up the view and come in closer, I can. But if this one's good for everybody out there, I'll leave it here as we can see the scoreboard and see the entire end as the face-off goes to the point for Chicago. They're taking a shot from the right side, comes in, covering it up is Young, and we'll have another face-off. 15:15 left to play, second period. Drake Flynn into the circle. He's ready. Puck's dropped, comes out towards the Chicago end. They take control. Back up into the corner there to defend. It's Flynn. Flynn comes out with it initially, but goes back to the Chicago end. Now it's out. White with it, touches it, trying to get it out of the zone. Fogelgren comes up, puts a hand on it, up into the air, back into the Chicago end. Childers is there with the defense as they come out in front. Flynn with the puck. He sends it out. Oh, a nice try towards Childers, who had taken a step. But back into the Wenatchee end it goes. Poke checked back towards the Chicago side. Back behind the net goes number... Sorry, could not see the number, but now Wenatchee is getting it with Flynn. Sends it across towards Whitman. Lindbergh's there to help. Behind the net, out with it comes the Chicago Fury. Beliveau there to pick it up on the pass. Sends it back in behind the net. Whitman's there, sends it out in front, has an opportunity with Lindbergh, can't capitalize, and Chicago's going to turn it the other way. Just past mid-ice, dumped off the board, comes back in, able to pick it up. That's number 19, Robbie Pastolka takes it. Wenatchee gets it back, and Beliveau has the puck. I will probably not be able to keep looking for the Chicago names as it takes me so that I stop watching the ice. So I may call some numbers, but it won't be very many names, at least in the second period, until I can memorize some of them. As Wenatchee takes it behind their own net, Nusma turns around, sends it out to the corner. Whitman is there. He's trying to get it out, put down on the ice by number 7 for Chicago, comes back in, and it's put back up underneath Mr. Whitman, and the referee blows the whistle, and looks like it's going to be a Wenatchee zone face-off. As I think they called it just because the puck was underneath Mr. Whitman, and the whistle was blown to protect him from getting a few stick shots as he laid down on the ice. In to take this face-off will be Parent. He's got Mr. Eisenbeis, Mr. Ott on the forwards, and Measle and Fritz on the back end. Comes out to the point. Chicago dumps it back in off the board. Slides into the corner. Coming back around on the defense is Measle. He puts a Chicago player down on the ice twice. That's Chicago player number 12. Comes back out to the neutral zone there to pick it up. Ott, he's trying to get to Eisenbeis. Can't quite make the connection. And we're going to have a high stick call for the whistle. Neutral zone faceoff will be the result, and Parent's going to take that one as Wenatchee decides to stay with the same lines. Nope, they're going to turn this one into a Chicago zone faceoff. It must have been, the high stick must have been against Chicago. I did not see it. As they come in, drop the puck, and there's a penalty. So Wenatchee's on the power play. That's a high sticking penalty. I missed that part of it. As it comes out, Wenatchee on the power play, sends it to Nusma, top of the circle, sends it across. Good opportunity. Ott can't put it in. And then you have Parent there to try to put it back, but good defense by Chicago. Just inside the blue line, back over to the point, sends across. Eisenbeis has it now. He goes to the top of the circle, in behind the net, looks for with Parent. Parent's trying to find a look, dumps it into the corner, back to Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis turns around, sends it to the middle, has an opportunity, cannot capitalize as Ott now has it. Ott comes, wraps around, drops it off to Nusma. Nusma sends it across, and the puck is intercepted by number 19 for Chicago. Coming across, tries to get the pass in, does, and good block by Young, stops a shorthanded opportunity for the Fury. Nusma with the puck, sends it across. Eisenbeis crosses the blue line, comes to the circle, takes the shot off the shoulder of the goalie and up into the boards. Chicago's able to knock it back into the neutral zone. They're going to get there first. Number 19, Pastolka, is going to take the shot off the leg pad. Childers is there trying to get to it. Another opportunity for Chicago, and it is also turned away by Young. Now we're going to have another call, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty against Eisenbeis on a hook. So it doesn't make sense on the call for the hooking because Chicago had the puck when they made the call, but that's what it is. We'll be 4-on-4 hockey, 12:04 left in the second period. 56 seconds left in Chicago's penalty and 2 minutes for the Wolves. As the faceoff comes to Flynn, Flynn's able to get it back to Carter. Carter's going to skate it up. He's looking, gets it to Flynn. Flynn sends it across back to Carter. Carter crosses the line, gets to the board, looks to the front, drops it at the net. Must have gotten caught on the backside as Chicago's going to come up with it. Good forecheck by Carter, keeps it in the Chicago zone. Again, now Chicago comes up with it into the neutral zone. They're skating up. Measle's on the defense, helped out by Drake Flynn as it comes across to the left side. A lot of muscle there by Measle as he sends another Chicago player to the board and then puts him down on the ice. No call on that. It was a good hit by Jake Measle. Sends across Childers to Flynn. Flynn's going to cross mid-ice, takes it into the zone, looks, kicks it up, and Chicago's going to come away with it. 5 seconds left in the Chicago penalty as Childers sends it in deep. That'll expire the penalty for Chicago, and now Wenatchee will be on the penalty kill as Chicago brings it out from behind the net. Comes across into the mid-ice, number 90, that's number 90, I will have to learn that name. Maybe I can find a Chicago parent that will let me know how to pronounce that as it comes out to the point. Point-to-point pass. Looks just inside the blue line, shots taken, off to the left, out, and again up to the point and deflected towards the bench of Chicago out in front. Now Measles has it. He sends it across, taken out, and we're going to have a penalty on the Chicago Fury. As Jake Parent was trying to cross the line, he's got a head contact will be the call. 21 seconds left, 27 seconds left in the Wenatchee penalty as 72 for Chicago is going to enter the box with 10:31 left to go in the second period. 72 is Joseph Burnt for the Chicago Fury. As we get ready to take this face-off, 4-on-4 will be the play for 27 seconds, and then Wenatchee will be on the power play. In to take the 4-on-4 face-off will be Drake Flynn. He'll have Childers on the front end with him, and Measle and Carter will be playing on defense. Flynn's ready to take the draw. Comes out, and Chicago's going to come up with it. Sends it off the board. Measle with the contact. Carter's going to get to the puck first in the corner. Out with it comes Chicago. Up to the point. Takes a look, back, sends it across. Into the corner. Another hit by Measle as he's showing the lumber today with the hits. That's got to be about 6 of them already in this game, and we're only in the second period. Pinned up against the corner. It comes out to the Chicago Fury, but they're going to send it back in deep. Measle on the run. Gets to the puck. Skates it up, and he's going to take it himself past mid-ice and into the Chicago end. Shot taken off the leg of the goalie, and back with it comes Wenatchee to the top of the circle. Measle with it, trying to send it in. Can't quite get it there, and Chicago's going to send it down to the other end. Covered up by Young. 58 seconds left in the penalty. As Chicago intercepts the pass in the neutral ice, Parent's got to come back and get it. He sends it across. Good pass by Parent to Nusma. Deflected into the goalie, and he's able to put the glove on it for the stop. 9:17 left to go in the second period. 47 seconds left in the Wenatchee power play. 0-0 is the score in this contest. Jake Parent's going to come in to take the face-off. Goes the way of Wenatchee, is up against the board, and from that, Ott's going to pick it up. Ott comes across. He's looking in the circle, taken by the Fury, but stopped at the blue line by Fritz. Fritz, a D-to-D pass over to Nusma. Nusma steps up inside the circle, going to take a look out in front, can't make the connection, and Fritz is going to have to chase it down. Sends it behind the net once more. Picked up by the Fury. They're going to send it across, touched by Parent, but picked up by Kolb from the Chicago Fury. Eisenbeis now has it. He's going to skate it himself, cross mid-ice. Takes a hit, puts him down on the ice, and Chicago's going to take it back. They send it all the way down. 4 seconds left in the power play for the Wolves. Young sends it back behind the net to Fritz, given back to Chicago. They're going to skate in front. No one can touch that one as it comes out, and up with it comes Nusma. Behind the net is Fritz, sent out to Fogelgren. Kept in by the Fury, good shot opportunity, steps back, tries again, and sends it wide left. Out once more, off the board, out to defend it is Fogelgren. Now it's going to be Ott, picked up by the Fury, 7:55 left in the second period. 0-0 is the score, shot taken from the point, blocked by Ott, good play by him. And back in the corner we go. Behind the net, Chicago's there, number 90. Skating through, good deflection by Fogelgren, back into the corner, and out with it's going to come the Wenatchee Wolves. They send it up along the board. Fogelgren takes a hit, but is able to get it in the end. Flynn's going to chase it down. Back into the neutral zone. Nor for the Chicago is going to send it back to Hay. Hay takes it in on the line and takes the shot, deflected off to the left by Young. Into the corner goes both players. That'd be Mr. Carter and Mr. Carter gives it out to Fogelgren. Fogelgren's going to skate it up. Back there is Measle. He takes it behind the net, sends it towards the other end, trying to get to Nusma. Can't make the connection. Into the corner we go. Out with it's going to come Chicago, but a good play by Wenatchee. Takes it right back, and then Chicago takes it again. Behind the net, Measle's there. He launches one off the board, can't get it out of the zone. top of the circle. Big hit by Measle again, and it goes to Fogelgren, who sends it all the way down for the icing. So Wenatchee could get a line change in, and that's what they do. In to take this face-off is going to be trying to see who's going to take the center duties, and it looks like it's going to be Beliveau. Beliveau steps in to take the draw. 6:38 left to play. Out with it come the Fury. Dumped in behind the net. Move over to the right corner. He dumps it in again behind the net. Players there, but Belliveau's going to pick it up. Beliveau trying to get it out to a winger and get the breakout. Can't quite make it happen. Carter comes back to help out. Chicago comes up back through the corner. Up there is Lindbergh. Out with it from the board is going to come the Fury as they take a shot deflected over to the left. Whitman's there to pick it up, but out with it come the Fury. Sent up to the left point. Shot taken, deflected up into the netting, and with 5:57 left to play in the second period, we'll have a Wenatchee zone face-off. 0-0 is still the score. 5:56 is what's left in the second period as both teams come in with the line change. Different lineup right now, looks like, as Parent comes in to do the face-off. He's going to have Eisenbeis and Childers on the wingers. Measle and Fritz are on defense. Out with it comes Chicago, deflected off to the left. There to pick it up is Childers. He bounces it off the board, gets it into the neutral zone. Chicago's there, sends it across at the line, into the zone, defended by Wenatchee, picked up by Measle. Measle takes a step, sends it towards Parent. Parent's got an opportunity, bats mid-ice, into the zone, over to Childers. Childers back to Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis with the shot, and it's in! So score that one with 5:32 left in the second period. Parent to Childers to Eisenbeis, although it looks like Parent's going to take the score. Maybe I've got that backwards, and it's Eisenbeis Childers to Parent. I'll have to go get my crack crew to let me know. Who scored that one? 15. Okay, so it was 15. So Eisenbeis with the score. So we'll go Parent, Childers, Eisenbeis for the scores. Now it's 1-0 in favor of the Wolves as Flynn takes a faceoff, goes to Chicago. Pass comes up, Ott's going to take it across, dumped. Back for Chicago through mid-ice, got an opportunity with numbers. Shots taken, deflected off to the left. Good play by Carter. Chicago comes up with it into the circle, back to the corner. Number 90 for Chicago is going to send it out to 28 on the point. Coming out in front, might be a trip, no call though. Was Wenatchee, turns it the other way. Flynn dumps it in deep. Covered by Chicago, and we'll get a whistle with 4:54 left to play, second period. 1-0 is the score for the Wenatchee Wolves over the Chicago Fury. In for the faceoff is Beliveau. He'll have Lindbergh and Whitman. Puck comes down, picked up by Chicago, taken into the corner, back up off the boards, wrapped around into the neutral zone. Giving chase is Measle. He's got number 12 for Chicago, but we'll have an icing. .444 left to play in the second period. Beliveau again with the face-off. Referee looks like he's finally ready. Drops the puck. Out with it's going to come Chicago. Taken across mid-ice by 29, Knorr. Knorr makes a good move, gets in front of the net, comes back, and Whitman's got to come help out. Back in behind the net it goes. Whitman's going to be there. Sent out to Lindbergh. Lindbergh quickly tries to get it towards Beliveau. Can't quite make it, and back into the corner the puck goes. White with it behind the net, into the corner. Contact there. He's held down and pulled. There is a whistle, but I don't see an arm up, so I'm waiting to see what the call is going to be. And we'll get an elbow. As that's going to put Wenatchee back in on the power play, it appears, with 4:17 left in the second. Face-off going to be taken just in the neutral zone by Parent. Comes out. Chicago's going to take it, send it into the Wenatchee end. Newsma's going to pick it up. Fritz with the puck, carries it into neutral ice, sends it all the way deep from the mid-ice, and there to pick it up is Chicago, but quickly is Ott to stop the pass to go down to the other end. Ott now has it at the circle, goes back into the corner, back out towards Ott, but it's picked up by the Fury, and they're going to get it into neutral ice. Actually had a 2-on-1 there for a second as Fritz sends it towards Eisenbeis, and Eisenbeis touches it into the Chicago end, but they quickly send it towards Wenatchee, and Young steps out to try to knock it down and gets called for the high stick, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off on the Wenatchee end. 1:13 left in the penalty, 3:29 left in the second period. 1-0 is your score in favor of the Wenatchee Wolves. As Flynn steps into the circle, out with it comes Chicago, and they retreat, trying to put some time off the clock and send it back into the Wenatchee end behind the net. There to pick it up is Carter. Carter's going to skate out with it, sends it towards Measle, tries to get it up towards Flynn, can't make the connection, and we'll go back the other way. 55 seconds left in the power play as Carter picks it up once again. Now with with Flynn. Flynn's going to send it back towards Measle. Measle's going to skate with it. Tries to get it to Childers. Childers puts the pressure on, but is able to get it to Flynn. Flynn crosses with it, and he's going to take a look. Sends it down deep. Measle's there to pick it up. Pinned up against the board. Out with it comes Chicago, and they send it on the board, but as quickly as there is Measle, but it's poked away from him, and Carter's going to have to go back and get it. 27 with the pressure. Comes out towards Childers. Childers is able to get a stick on it. He's going to make a move. Comes forward. Back up against the board. Out with it's going to come Wenatchee. Behind the net, and a shot taken, and it goes in as Fogelgren comes in from behind the net, takes the puck, and wraps around and is able to slide it in under the goalie skate to get the second score of the night with 2:13 left in this second period. I believe you're going to have to give Childers the assist on that as he was pinned up against the board, and out with it comes Fogelgren, and he walks around and puts it in. There might have been Beliveau in there as well, but the most of the work was done by Isaiah Fogelgren. Wenatchee, Washington. After the goal comes a face-off controlled by Chicago, sent in the Wenatchee end, but taken by Whitman into the Chicago end as he takes a big hit, but gets right back up and is ready to play. Chicago with the puck, sends it into the neutral zone. Stolen by Measle and sent right back to him mid-ice as he sends it to his partner, and he dumps it towards number 20, 30, 90, as it goes out in front. A good pass, it comes across, good stop by Young as 90 was going to come in and tries the backhand, and Young says no way and puts it off to the left. Comes out towards the board. Chicago still with the puck. Picked up in the corner by Newsma. Newsma sends it across behind the net to White. White's going to skate with it, gets it up towards Beliveau. Beliveau sends it across, but can't make the connection. And they are saying that it touched Whitman, and he's going to, Whitman, and as he comes back behind the net, puck comes back to Chicago. Behind the net for Chicago, they're going to send it all the way across. Noonan's there. He takes it through center ice into the Wenatchee end, dumps it, and it's quickly picked up by Fritz, but he has it taken away, and we are behind the net in the corner with Eisenbeis. Chicago still with the puck, skating. Big hit again by Measles. He sends another player to the ice. Parent now with the puck. Trying for Eisenbeis. It gets knocked in behind the net, picked up by Chicago. Will go the other way. Off the skate of Parent, kept in the zone, and now we're in neutral. Eisenbeis gets it, sends a chip shot way back in behind the net of Chicago. There to pick it up are the Fury. They send it quickly out towards the blue line and into the neutral zone. Crossing the blue line. Good pass by Chicago. Comes across again. Backhand again deflected. Young is a brick wall today with 2 seconds left in the second period as he's able to stop it. And that's the end of the second period as Wenatchee has a good one. Is able to score 2 goals, one by Eisenbeis and one by Fogelgren. And we have a 2-0 score in favor of the Wenatchee Wolves as we'll step right into the third period. Oh, you're welcome. I'm Chad.
Nice to meet you. And I really appreciated my family watching the game.
All right, we're going to start the third period here as Parent steps in to take the face-off. He's got Eisenbeis and Ott with him on the forward end. Fritz and Nusma will be on the back end as Wenatchee takes the puck. Ott's going to have it, comes down towards the circle, tries to get it across, has an opportunity with Parent there, and Fritz is going to take it off the rebound and send it back in towards the goalie. It's going to be deflected up into the netting, and we'll have another face-off. Parent will take this one again. He'll go up against number 27. That'll be Mr. Pitts, and it goes back towards the Chicago end. They're going to wrap it around behind the goal, trying to get it out. They're able to as number 27 takes it. That'll be Mr. Pitts again. He takes a shot deflected off to the left by Young. Back behind the net, Fritz is there. He gives it up to Nusman out in front, gives back to Chicago, and they're able to take a shot. Second shot taken from the point, deflected to the left. Chicago with it behind the net, move toward the corner, out in front. Again, a shot taken. This one's deflected off of Nusma in front of the net and to the right. We're able to chip shot back to center ice where Chicago's going to take it once more. 27 gets it in. There to pick it up is Fritz. Taken right again by number 9, Kolb for Chicago. And Eisenbeis is going to have a battle against the wall, and it's going to be sent back to Fritz. Now with it again, Eisenbeis, he sends it up into the air, back over towards the end of Chicago. And there's not going to be icing as Wenatchee gets the change in, and here comes Chicago. Sent into the neutral zone, touched, but behind the line. Actually, it probably wasn't touched. I just heard a snap, and I thought there was a touch. But we'll have icing, and we'll go back to the other end. 15:46 left to go in regulation play. 2-0 is the score in favor of the Wenatchee Wolves. Flynn to take the face-off. He's got Childers and Fogelgren as his forwards. White and Measle will be on defense. As it comes out, picked up by Chicago, but then taken by Wenatchee. Sent towards the board. Fogelgren's there. He's going to send it in deep. Out with it behind the net is going to be Chicago. Touches a Chicago player, then picked right back up by Measle. He sends it towards the board. Flynn's going to have to get on his horse to get there. And he does. He sends it off a player, and there to pick it up is Fogelgren. Fogelgren turns around, trying to get to the puck. Chicago's there, but Measle's able to keep it in. Childers with the pass to Fogelgren, but can't quite make the connection, and Chicago's going to come up with it into the neutral zone. Flynn was looking for a big hit, misses. Childers comes up and gets in front, and the puck's going to trickle back in behind the net of Wenatchee. Out with it's going to come White. White takes it towards the corner, trying to get it, settle it down so he can get a pass, and before he does that, it's going to be pushed back behind the net by Chicago, number 90. Measle again with the hit, drops it all the way down to the other end. The goalie for Chicago, number 30, is going to come and send it to a player at the blue line. Now we're in neutral, in mid-ice in the neutral zone, and they're going to dump it in. Whitman goes down on the ice on the back end of that play, but up with it's going to come Nusma. Nusma takes it across mid-ice, loses control of the puck. Chicago's going to come up with it, but Carter comes in and with a good play is able to take the puck away. Carter gets the hit. He goes down to the ice. Get a whistle for offsides, and we're going to have a neutral zone face-off. In to take the draw will be Beliveau. He's going to have Whitman and Lindbergh on his forward end, and we'll have Carter and Nusma playing defense. With the puck drop, going to come back out, goes to Chicago, and I've watched almost 2 games in this series in Omaha, and Wenatchee is having a lot of trouble with the faceoffs. I can't believe that we're winning more than 25% of them, and that was another loss for Wenatchee as Nusma picks it up behind the net, tries to get it out to Lindbergh, picked up by Chicago at the front of the point. They take a shot, deflected out in front of the net by Nusma, picked up by Chicago. They're looking as they skate towards the other end. Dropped back in behind the net. Carter's going to be the first one to get there. He puts a stick on it, but Chicago's going to pick it up. Out to the point, comes across, another shot, deflected in front of the net, then shot and picked up by Young, sent over to the right. Trying to get it out, can't quite make it. Comes into the point, back behind the net, it's sent into the board. Chicago's there to pick it up. Towards the top of the circle, moves towards the slot, shot deflected off to the right by Young. Again, another attempt to get it out. Wenatchee can't quite make it. Behind the net it goes. Wrapped it around towards the corner. Lindbergh's going to be there first. He can't get it. He gets a stick on it, but gives it right back up to Chicago, but then is able to pick it up behind the net. Again, a good Chicago stick. Deflects what would have been a pass and is able to get it a little weak trickler over towards Young. He's able to put a glove on it, and we'll get a whistle. Another face-off in the Wenatchee end. We'll head towards the right circle. Wenatchee's going to get the change. In to take this will be Jake Parent. He'll have Eisenbeisenot, Fritz, and Measle will be playing defense. And as Parent steps in, puck comes down and it goes back towards the Chicago end again. Into the neutral zone they are. They're going to have to retreat. Back to the defense. D-to-D pass. That steps up, looks across, sends it, but no one's there for Chicago. Measle's be the first one to get to it. Measle sends it over towards Fritz. Fritz is going to look at the circle, sends it across and gives it up to Chicago. And Young has to make a great stop in order to deflect that up over the net on a misplay by the Wenatchee Wolves. Shot taken from the circle. Again, another stop by Young, and he's having a great game. Top of the circle, misses the play, picked up and stolen by Parent. He's going to try to get to it. Chicago gets there almost first, but enough time to put the defense on as Eisenbeis takes it, sends it across towards Fritz. And Chicago's going to take it the other way. they've got numbers as they get there. Childers is trying to get back, but a good play by Eisenbeis stops the pass. Fritz sends it behind the net. Parents there trying to get it out at the point, picked up by Chicago and sent back in. Back him off the board, goes to Childers in the neutral zone. He turns around, tries to get it towards Parent, and almost does. As again, it goes a lot of contact as Parent picks it up at the blue line, comes in, takes a shot wide left. Chicago picks up the rebound as Wenatchee's getting a change. And Chicago's going to try to get it out quickly. Good poke check by Flynn, takes it back the other way. But Chicago's going to pick it up. Chipped in towards the left board. It goes into the corner. There to pick it up's White. Helping is Flynn. Back behind the net's Carter. Carter's trying to get it out towards Fogelgren. And we're back in the corner. Fogelgren's there. He takes a look, sends it towards Flynn. Childers, and Childers touches it and sends it to the other end. Childers is trying to race down there and get to it. Good play by Chicago. Takes away that opportunity. Carter with it, sends it to the neutral zone. Fogelgren's going to get his stick on it, but it goes back to the Wenatchee side. Battle at the blue line. Up with it comes Knorr, I believe. Number 29 for Chicago. Tries to send it towards the middle. Deflected by Wenatchee and sent behind the net. From the circle, good defense by Wenatchee. Childers comes up, puts it off the board into the neutral zone. And Chicago turns it back the other way, back into the corner on the board. There's a battle. Out with it is going to come Carter. He sends it off the board towards Fogelgren. Fogelgren turns around, loses control, and Flynn picks it up off the bad pass by Chicago. At the point, Chicago picks it back up. Shot taken, deflected by Childers into Young. Hi. And we'll have a whistle with 10:15 left to play in regulation.
How are you?
Good, how you doing? And into the circle comes Belleville. Belleville takes the face off, comes out to Chicago. Shot taken from the top of the circle, covered by Young. We're going to do it once more. Young's ready. Oh, but Wenatchee's going to get a line change in or a timeout. I'm not sure what it is. It's a timeout. We're going to take 1 minute break as the coaches give instructions to the players with 10:11 left to go in regulation play. And after the timeout, Wolves step back in. We're going to have Parent coming in with Eisenbeis and Ott. He'll have Nusma and Fritz on the back end. 10:11 left to play in the third period. 2-0 is the score in favor of the Wolves. Parent steps in to take the face off. He's going against number 17. Goes back towards the Chicago end. They send it to the point. Try to dump it in. Good play by Eisenbeis. Poked out by Parent. And they goes back the other direction. Try to get a pass. Doesn't get to any players for Chicago. First one to get there is Nusma. Nusma takes it from behind the net, sends it over to Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis looks across, tries to get to Ott. Ott can't make the connection as it was just a little behind him, and out in front we go. Chicago with the puck. Picked up and stolen by Ott. Ott gives it to Parent. Parent sends it over to Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis with a shot. Glove save by Chicago goalie. That will be Austin Kofluk with a good stop. 9:41 left to play in the third period. Line change for Wenatchee comes in is going to be Childers, Flynn, and Fogelgren. White and Measle will play defense. Flynn's in the circle to take the face-off. Come out with it's going to come again. Chicago, they take it behind the net. Good pressure there by Fogelgren. Picked up by White in front of the blue line. He steps up, he tries to get to Fogelgren. Back in the corner we go. And behind the net. Comes out towards the forwards for Chicago. They take it into neutral ice, send it in deep, giving chases Childers. 27 for Chicago, there's first, but we're going to get an icing call, or actually they're going to call that offsides. Kind of a late call there, and we'll get a neutral zone face-off. 9:22 left to play in the third. 2-1's the score as Wenatchee has the lead over the Chicago Fury, and Flynn comes in to take the face-off. Puck comes out again towards Chicago, D to D. Back, Lasordo sends it in deep, right into the glove of Young, and he's just going to hold on to it, and we'll get another face-off. Left circle face-off in to take its parent. Comes back again to Chicago, deflected by off a parent stick right up into the netting, and Postolka puts it off of parent stick into the netting. We'll just do this one more time. 9:11 left to play, third period, as Pitts steps in with parent for the face-off. Puck comes down, out with it's going to come Wenatchee. After a face-off victory for Wenatchee, goes to the corner, and then the battle, it comes back to Wenatchee. Now they have it again. Good pass by Ott up towards Parent. Parent's going to dump it in deep. Chasen, put the stick on it by Chicago. They now have control, send it to the neutral zone. Stolen by Eisenbeis, and we're going to have a Nusma penalty on the trip, I believe. Nope, let's call it a hooking. And Nusma's going to go into the box. 8:39 left to play, third period, as Wenatchee's going to be on the penalty kill. In on the penalty kill is going to be White and Measle on the defense, Childers and Flynn on the forwards. Flynn with the face-off goes out to Chicago. They take it in just inside the blue line, send it back in towards the corner. Picked up by Wenatchee and sent all the way down to the other end. 1:50 left in the play as Childers comes down to put the pressure on. He's able to get to it, gets to the puck, causes some disruption, and again sends it out, and a good play by Childers as he gets it right to Flynn. Flynn sends it in deep. Flynn now with the pressure as the Chicago brings it into neutral ice up towards the middle. Picked up immediately by White. He sends them back to the other direction. Good penalty kill so far by the Wenatchee Wolves. Behind the net is Chicago. They're going to bring it out. Pressure was by Beliveau. Number 90 for Chicago takes it past mid-ice. He's just going to skate it in himself as he's seen that the passing hasn't worked so far. Shot taken, and it's close as it comes off the crossbar and wraps itself out. That was a great play by number 90, but it just misses as Wenatchee sends it back down towards the other end. 1:02 left to go in the penalty kill for Wenatchee. Noonan has it. He drops it back down to number 19. 19's going to take it. Postolka, he takes it to the top of the circle, sends it in deep, back behind the net. There to defend it is Carter. Out towards the corner on the right side, comes to the top of the circle, just in front of the blue line, back over towards the circle, steps up, and into the corner. Sends across, good pass by him, but can't make the connection as Young goes down, and now Wenatchee's going to pick it up off the boards and back down to the other side. Number 4 for Chicago is going to carry it. He takes a look, gets to mid-ice, going to go towards the blue line, dumps it in. Young's there, puts a stick on it, picked up by Carter. Carter's going to take it off the board, gets it into the neutral zone. 12 seconds left, 10 seconds left in the penalty. As Ott, with a great play, comes in and is able to steal the puck. Out in front is Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis takes a turn. He's going to look. And shot goes in off the board behind the net. 6:33 left to play in the third period. Eisenbeis with the pressure. Now Ott back on the board. Ott's going to come out with it, and it's taken immediately by Chicago. Again into the corner. Behind the net is Chicago. Deflected by Fogelgren. Fogelgren sends it in behind the net. Chicago now on the move. Pass goes across. Thought for a second Childers was going to steal that one, but he couldn't quite reach it. As Fogelgren gets it, he takes it across the blue line. Shots up and up over the net. Flynn picks it up, puts a stick on it. Kept in by Measle. Measle sends it across. One time by Nusma to the right. Again, Chicago comes up with it, sends it across the center ice, and then they send it all the way down to the other end. That's going to be icing. 5:39 left to play, third period. Belleville's going to step in, handle the face-off duties. Puck's dropped again, picked up by Chicago, been off the board. Neutral zone, good puck check by Nusma. As number 12 is trying to get it in, Nusma's going to get to the corner first, tries to send it out, picked up by number 9, out into the circle, back towards the point. Oh, a good stick check by Whitman, sends it into the neutral zone. Great play by him to get it out of the Wenatchee end as it's dumped right back in. Young's got it. He sends it towards Fritz. Fritz gives it to Nusma. Nusma back to Fritz. Out to the point, to Measle, who's sitting on the blue line. Oh, excuse me, that's Lindbergh. I mistook him for Measle. And he sends it in deep, but it's going to be icing, and we're going to head back the other way. 5 minutes even left in this third period as Wenatchee's holding on to a 2-0 lead over the Chicago Fury. Face-off goes towards the Chicago end once more. Back into the corner there to pick it up is Ott. Ott tries to get it out, can't quite make it, but it gets a little help by Spencer White, and he's able to send it towards the circle. Again, back in the corner. Now it's behind the net. Chicago sends it back the other direction. There to pick it up is Carter. Good play by Ott, is able to touch it back into the Chicago end. Chicago with it behind the net, comes out. Long stretch pass, dumped back down to 27. 27 trying to get it in, slows down as they finally bring it across the line and back into the corner. Good play by White, separates the man from the puck. It goes behind the net. Off the board, there to get it is Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis gets it to neutral ice. Chicago retreating, stops. Now takes a look. 27 is going to skate it himself to mid-ice and then send it in back deep for the Wenatchee end. Picked up by Fritz. Fritz with a move, gets out of the zone. He's going to skate it himself through mid-ice into the Chicago end, towards the circle, takes a shot, and glove save by the Chicago goalie as it is taken out into neutral ice. Picked up by Knorr, and he sends it to his partner, but Wenatchee gets a stick on it, and Flynn's going to go the other way. Good move by Flynn, takes the shot, deflected off to the left. Another shot deflected behind the net by Flynn, and Childers is there to pick it up in the corner. Childers sends it out to the point. Dumped in. Childers is there, tries to get a stick on it. Good stop by number 30, Austin Kofluck, as Childers tries to poke one in, and he says not going to happen today. 3:23 left to play in the third period with Wenatchee a 2-0 lead over Chicago Fury. Parents in to take this face off. Nusma and Carter on defense. Ott and Eisenbeis, the other forwards. And it goes back to the Chicago end. Wrapped around all the way. Carter's going to have to give chase. Number 7 for Chicago is there. Into the corner. Carter's going to come out ahead. His pass goes back to a Chicago player, and he's going to have to step back and put the shoulder pads in on the boards once again. Another battle. This time Nusma is there. Parent's going to come towards it, but Chicago's going to pick it up. Behind the Wenatchee net, number 17 turns around, looks from the circle, sends it to the point, goes around to the other side, back into number 28, Lasordo. He tries to get a shot, stolen by Nusma. Can't get it out of the zone, but it gives it right back up to Eisenbeis. Eisenbeis chips it up, looking for Nusma. He touches it, and behind the net. They're going to call an offsides on that. Not quite sure that I saw it, but we'll give the referee the benefit of the doubt. All right, as Drake Flynn comes in to take the face-off in the neutral zone. Comes down. This time Childers is going to come up with it. Sent back to Flynn. Childers gets on sides. Flynn's going to take it. Sends it between the legs of numbers 11. But Chicago's going to come out with it. Good play there by number 9. That'd be Beliveau. And the shot's taken by Flynn, deflected off to the right. Chicago's going to come the other way. White's on defense. Sends the player off to the left. Back up into the corner. And Wenatchee's going to come out with it behind the net was Measle. Sends it towards Beliveau and off the board. Blocked by Chicago. Sent back in towards the net. Measle's there. Tries to get it to White. White puts a stick on it towards Childers. Childers gives it right back to Measle. And Chicago's going to pick it back up. Pass goes out to Beliveau. Beliveau is going to turn around, take a look. 1:44 left to play. Beliveau sends it behind the net. White's there. And we're going to get a whistle. High stick is the call. And let's see. And number 4 for Chicago is going to go into the box. So that's a high stick into the face shield of a Wenatchee player. I did not see it. 1:36 left in this game, and Wenatchee's going to be on the power play for at least they've got a 2-minute penalty, I guess is what I'm trying to say. As the face-off goes towards the Wenatchee end, and there to pick it up is Ott. Ott steps past mid-ice, dumps it into the zone, just barely past the blue line, and Chicago's going to go the other way. Number 90 for Chicago makes a move behind the net. Taken from him by Eisenbeis and Fritz. Fritz has it. He's just going to retreat. 1:07 left in the game as they're just going to try to run off a little bit of this time. Pressure by... Oh, it's taken by Chicago, and they put it in. As Fritz tries to make a move. And up with the pressure is number 12. He takes the puck. That'll be Tanner Hartman as he takes the puck from Fritz, steps in front of Young, and ruins his perfect game. 2-1's the score, 55.9 seconds left in this contest. It's now 2-1, still in favor by 1 goal for Wenatchee. Let's see if Chicago's going to pull their goalie, and they are not, as Flynn steps into the circle. Still a power play for Wenatchee, as Wenatchee grabs the puck off the face-off, and White now has it. Sends it towards Childers, who dumps it in. 48 seconds left. In off the board towards the neutral zone, picked up by White. He retreats, sends it across, looks for Beliveau. Beliveau going to Childers. He touches it, dumps it in deep. 35 seconds to go. Childers on the forecheck, comes in on the pressure. They send it out towards neutral ice. Measle's going to be there for the defense. Picked up though by by Chicago. And Measle has to get back and put another shoulder, but he's going to probably get the penalty for the interference, and that is the call. Chicago player goes down as Measle gets there with the hit, and he's going to go to the box with 21.6 seconds on the interference. So timeout called by Chicago as they are going to come up with a play to see if they can tie this up. And the referees have blown the whistle, ending the timeout. Again, there's 21.6 seconds left in this contest, or at least the third period, as Chicago's decided to pull their goalie and bring in 5 skaters. That's one too many players for Chicago. They only get to have 5. They put 6 out there, as number 7 is going to retreat. Parent's going to be in. He's going to take the face off. Flynn and White, along with Nusma, are beyond the fence. Puck comes out. This time, Wenatchee gets a touch on it and kicked out into the neutral zone by Nusma. Nusma's going to skate it all the way in, and he's going to get the easy empty netter to put a icing on the cake on this one with 9.1 seconds to go. Nusma's going to get the empty net goal to make this a 3-1 contest. Parent's going to take the face off. Still 4-on-4 as the penalties are there. Comes off. Chicago gets it this time. They're going to skate up. Gets past the blue line. Sends it across. 90. Takes the shot. It's deflected off to the left. And Wenatchee will just send it up into the air. 3 seconds to play. And that will be the end of your game. So the final score is going to be 3-1 in favor of the Wenatchee Wolves as they take the victory over the Chicago Fury in this late night contest from Omaha, Nebraska. I apologize for all the technical difficulties we've been having. I think I'm going to need to buy a few new cables, as that was my problem in the beginning, and then I had a sound issue that I had to reset a camera for. But hopefully that won't be the case tomorrow, as we're going to play at Baxter Arena at University of Nebraska. And if we're on the main ice, that's about the best place to film that we could possibly have. So hopefully no difficulties. We'll get there early and see if we can set things up and get them running well before the start of the game. But once again, that's a victory for your Wenatchee Wolves with 3-1 score over the Chicago Fury as we get the handshakes in at the end of this game. And the Wenatchee's going to need to get in the locker room and shower and change and get to the hotel and get a good night's sleep, as we'll be coming at you at 10 o'clock Omaha time, but that'll be 8 o'clock Spokane, Wenatchee, Seattle time for the contest tomorrow. And I believe we're going to go against the Colorado Thunderbirds. So should be a good game, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Congratulations, Wenatchee Wolves. Good game, and as they take home the 3-1 victory.